Top 4 Morning Mistakes Seniors Make, Avoid Fatigue, Falls, and Brain Fog. Healthy Aging Tips. Good morning, friends. Or maybe it's afternoon by the time you're watching this. Either way, let's talk about mornings. You know, that quiet little window of time when the house is still, the birds are chirping, and whether you realize it or not, your whole day is being set up for success or struggle. Now, I'll be honest with you, I used to think my morning routine was just fine. A cup of coffee, a quick bite, maybe a glance at the paper, but then I started noticing things. My energy would crash by 10 a.m. My knees felt stiffer getting out of bed. And don't get me started on the brain fog. I'd walk into a room and forget why I was there. Sound familiar? Turns out some of the habits we've all been doing for decades, things that seem as harmless as toast and jam, might actually be working against us. And I'm not talking about big, dramatic mistakes. These are sneaky little choices that chip away at our health, bit by bit, like water dripping on a stone. But here's the good news. Once you know what to look for, fixing these habits is easier than teaching a grandkid to tie their shoes. So grab your favorite drink, pull up a chair, and let's chat about how to make your mornings work for you, not against you. Mistake number 1, starting your day on empty, the water factor. Let's kick things off with a question. When you wake up, what's the first thing you reach for? If it's the coffee pot, the TV remote, or even your slippers, we've got a problem. Your body's been on a 7 to 8 hour fast, and I don't mean the trendy intermittent kind. I mean parched. Imagine this. You're a beautiful houseplant. Humor me here. Overnight, nobody waters you. By morning, your leaves are drooping, your soil's cracked, and you're just thirsty. That's your body right now. Your blood's thicker, your cells are shriveled, and your poor heart's pumping maple syrup instead of blood. Not exactly a recipe for a zippy morning, is it? Let me tell you about my buddy, Frank. Frank's 78, sharp as a tack, but he'd wake up feeling like he'd run a marathon. Doc checked everything, heart, kidneys, even his thyroid, all clear. Then his granddaughter, a nursing student, asked, "Grandpa, do you drink water before coffee?" Bingo. Frank started sipping a glass of water first thing. Within a week, he said he felt like he'd greased the wheels. His words, not mine. Why this matters for seniors. As we age, our thirst signals get quieter than a library mouse. You might not feel parched, but your body's begging for hydration. Dehydration isn't just about dry mouth. It's linked to dizziness, constipation, even UTIs. And get this, a study in the Journal of Gerontology found that mild dehydration in older adults can mimic early dementia symptoms. Scary stuff. Your game plan. And keep a glass of water by your bed. Make it fun. Add a slice of lemon or cucumber overnight. Sip before your feet hit the floor. Think of it as priming the pump for your body. Not a fan of plain water? Herbal tea or even a bite of watermelon works. Just skip the sugar. Mistake number 2, popping pills on an empty stomach. All right, let's talk about something we've all done. Taking our meds first thing, no breakfast. I mean, the bottle says take once daily, right? What it doesn't say is, warning, may turn your stomach into a rock concert. Here's the thing, our bodies change. What worked at 50 might not fly at 70. Take my friend Ethel. She'd take her blood pressure meds on an empty stomach, then wonder why she felt like a fainting goat every morning. Turns out, those meds were hitting her system like a freight train. Her doctor said, Ethel, you wouldn't pour hot coffee into a dry mug. Why do that to your stomach? The science bit simplified. Many medications, blood pressure pills, NSAIDs, even some antibiotics, are harsh on an empty gut. Food acts like a cushion, slowing absorption so the meds don't overwhelm your system. Without food, you risk nausea, dizziness, and blood pressure drops, which can lead to falls. A story with stakes. Remember Joe, the guy from the senior center who loved line dancing? He took his arthritis meds empty for years. One morning he stood up too fast after taking them, got dizzy, and, well, let's just say his next dance was the hip replacement shuffle. Took him 6 months to recover. Your game plan. Pair meds with a tiny snack, a handful of almonds, a cracker with peanut butter, even a slice of cheese. Ask your pharmacist, does this need food? Write the answer on your pill organizer. Set a reminder. Pills plus bites equals better mornings. Mistake number 3, the jump up and go tango. Raise your hand if this is you. Alarm goes off, you bolt upright like a jack-in-the-box, and whoosh, you're off to the races. Guilty as charged. For years, I'd hop out of bed like I was late for a bus. Then one morning I stood up, and the room spun like a carnival ride. Turns out my blood pressure didn't appreciate the hurry. Let's break it down. When you lie flat, blood pools a bit in your core. Jump up too fast, and your heart has to scramble to push blood to your brain. Young folks, their veins are like bungee cords, snappy. Ours, more like stretched out old rubber bands. A cautionary tale with hope. My cousin Marge, bless her, fractured her wrist last year doing the morning leap. Her doctor said, "Marge, you're not 25 anymore. You've got to ease into the day like a good book, not rip the cover off." Now she sits for 60 seconds, wiggles her toes, and hums her favorite Sinatra tune before standing. 0 falls since. Your game plan. The 30-second rule. Sit, breathe, smile. Count to 30 like you're savoring a sunset. Toe tango. Wiggle toes, rotate ankles, gets blood flowing gently. Arm reach, stretch arms overhead slowly. Imagine you're climbing out of bed. Mistake number 4, breakfast betrayal, sugar crash ahead. Now, let's talk about the meal that's been lying to us for years. Breakfast. Most important meal of the day, they say. But nobody mentions that loading up on sugar and carbs is like pouring soda in your gas tank. It'll run, but boy, will it sputter. Take my old breakfast. Toast with jam, orange juice, maybe a Danish if I was feeling fancy. Tasted great. But by 10 a.m., I'd be hunting for a napkin to drool on. Turns out I was setting myself up for a blood sugar roller coaster. Why carbs crash us? Simple carbs, white bread, pastries, sugary cereal, spike blood sugar fast. Your pancreas panics, pumps out insulin, and whoosh, sugar plummets, leaving you drained. Over time, this cycle can lead to insulin resistance, weight gain, even brain fog. A success story: my neighbor Clara switched from pancakes to eggs with spinach and avocado. She says, "I used to need a nap by noon. Now I'm babysitting my grandkids and beating them at Mario Kart." Your game plan. Protein power, eggs, Greek yogurt, nut butter, even leftovers. Chicken for breakfast. Why not? Fiber friends. Oatmeal, berries, chia seeds. They slow sugar absorption. Sugar swaps. Love sweetness? Try cinnamon on oatmeal or a drizzle of honey instead of syrup. Your morning, your legacy. Friends, here's what I've learned in my 70 trips around the sun. The little things aren't so little. Every sip of water, every mindful minute in bed, every smart breakfast choice, it's all adding up. Like pennies in a piggy bank, these habits build the health you'll rely on for adventures ahead. Maybe you want to travel, garden, or just keep up with your grandkids without feeling winded. Maybe you want to stay independent in your own home for years to come. Those dreams, they start today, in the quiet of your morning routine. So tomorrow when you wake up, I want you to try one thing. Just one. Maybe it's the water first, or sitting for 30 seconds before standing. Small steps, big rewards. And hey, if you fall back into old habits, no shame, I've reset my routine more times than I've reset the clock for daylight savings. If this resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Why? Because growing older is inevitable, but growing older well, that's a choice. And I'm here to help you make it. Drop a comment below. Which habit will you tackle first? Let's cheer each other on. After all, we're not just seniors, we're a squad. Thanks for spending time with me today. Now go enjoy that sunrise. And remember, your best mornings are ahead of you.